Hello, hello. I have such a fun video for you today. We are going to go to take a little road trip and a little field trip and go to the beautiful historic Hildene, which has an incredible formal garden, just acres and acres and acres of beautiful gardens. And we are going to talk to the head horticulturist. She's such a lovely person. She's so friendly and knowledgeable and talented, and I'm going to let her introduce herself to you now.
I am Andrea Luchini, horticulturist at Hildene, the Lincoln family home here in Manchester, Vermont. Hildene was an estate built by Robert Lincoln, son of President Abraham Lincoln. He finished building it around 1905, and we are here in the formal garden on the backside of the house. It was designed to look like a stained glass window, especially as seen from the second floor sitting room, which was Mary, Robert's wife's sitting room. It was designed by their daughter, Jessie, to look like a stained glass window. So we have different plantings today than they would have had in 1905, but the privet hedge, which outlines all the beds and creates like the leading in the glass of a stained glass window, is original. And we have about 25 different peony varieties that we inherited with the estate. I say it that way because I can't promise when they were planted, but we know they were here when it became the Friends of Hildene nonprofit that we are today. When it was renovated restored, I guess, in around 1980, they heard it was designed to look like a stained glass window, so they did color blocking. So we have yellow flowers in the four corners, pink in the middle, back and front, white in the center, and blue in the outer middle. I say blue, it's bluish. And so we have to, use flowers in those color families. And we try to do a mix of cool flowers and native flowers that support pollinators. We try to do it all in these beds. This flower is one of my favorite. I think it's actually not a great plant in some parts of the country. I think knapweed is one of the names, but it's in the bachelor button family. This one is called Armenian basket flower. And so it has yellow petals would have been on top of this when it was in bloom. And now it's in the basket stage. So you can see it kind of looks like a basket and all the seeds are in the middle here. Let me see if they'll come out. Yeah, so here are some of the seeds. And the basket opens when the seeds are ripe and ready to disperse. So they're a wind dispersed flower. You can see wind dispersed seed. You can see the little fuzz on top helps catch the wind, and they go and fly away. So it's really cool. Armenian basket flower. This is blue lobelia, which we have in our pollinator gardens. It tends to like moist areas, but it does really well in the garden setting. It's a really good one. There's two. There's a bumblebee and then there's a teeny little sweat bee, both trying to get into those flowers right now. So it's a cool one that's blue. Blue flowers are really hard, especially at this time of year. Spring, we got a lot of blue flowers. As you go through the summer, it's really hard to find blue flowers. That work here in Vermont are taller than 18 inches so that they're above the privet hedge, but try. So the white flowers are really great at this time of year. We're at the end of August here. The bottle brush looking flower is called Canadian Burnet. I think that's Burnet or Burnett. I'm not sure actually how you pronounce it. Really cool, fuzzy looking little flower. This is our common garden phlox, and this is really cool. So this is a carpenter bee. I don't know if you can see it, but right here is a carpenter bee, and they're actually nectar robbers. The tube is so long on a phlox flower that I don't think any bee has a long enough, or maybe where phlox is native too, but that would take a really long tug to get down here to where the nectar is. So the carpenter bee is robbing the nectar. So they're slicing a hole in the tube area of the flower and just going in for the nectar. So they're bypassing the pollen that would be up here and just robbing the nectar down at the base. That's the thing, like there's a whole thing about native plants versus non-native plants and introduced, and we love some plants that are from elsewhere, and I think we can find the balance. You know, we don't like the aggressive invasive plants that take over, but nice plants like phlox that can share the space with our native plants. I think I mean, people move all over the earth, right? So plants are going to, it's just gonna happen. Just have to do it in the right way. This really cool flower is a hibiscus. It's a hardy hibiscus, not the tropical hibiscus. Another name for it is swamp hibiscus, native to more southern areas like North Carolina and places like that. But it does really well here. This plant has been in this garden. I've been here for 12 years, and it was well established when I got here 12 years ago. It's been especially amazing this year. And this one is a cultivar called Blue River 2. Not sure why it's called that, but pretty amazing flower for this time of year. Dinner plate hibiscus is another name for it. So this one's really cool too. It's one of those that people don't love to plant in the garden because it spreads so much, but it's called Pearly Everlasting. Because
they look so, yeah,
isn't
they look
that
like little
really,
pearls. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and then the everlasting is the flowers dry on there and look really pretty all winter.
Oh my gosh.
And it's actually a host plant. We have it in the butterfly garden now because it's a host plant for one of our native butterflies. I'm forgetting which one.
I love this foliage, like that glaucus, like the kind of blue, gray, green.
Yeah.
That is
so I used to hate it, and then I found out it was because it spread so much, but then I found out it was a host plant for a butterfly, and now I love it.
Okay, well, you have a long history with this.
This is
like a little twilight garden, a little like moonlight garden.
Yeah, which is great. I'm never here in the evening, so this is really nice to see all the.
Yeah.
I work early, you know, come early in the morning, take care of the garden.
Isn't that gorgeous?
So this is a cosmos called Double Click because it's a double cosmos flower.
That's so nice. It's a double, but it's still open for the pollinators. That's nice.
Yeah, like we talked about before. A lot of plants make double flowers by turning the reproductive parts into petal-like structures. But this one, it's just the petals themselves mutated to turn roughly and pretty.
I love that.
Yeah.
Cosmos hate our garden, so I'm very jealous.
They do okay here, but like in our cutting gardens, they're much bigger.
Oh,
like,
wow.
They're very particular.
So this isn't even a good version of it.
Yeah, no, they'll be huge. Like the stems are that thick.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
What
is this one here? Is that
so this is in the bachelor button family as well, like the Armenian basket flower.
That is gorgeous.
It's called the Bride, I think. Anyway, it's hard to find, but we got the seeds from it. And you can see how it's in that family. You know, it's got that cupping, the similar thing. So there's a ton of really cool garden plants. There's a blue one too. I wonder if it's blooming.
Yeah. This looks like our Cinderella peach zinnias a little bit with the little pop.
Yeah.
On the top.
Yeah.
That's
is
so pretty.
I forget what that one's called.
Do you do all of your dahlias from tubers each year? Do you dig them up, or do you?
We dig them up. We struggle with storing them. We don't have, like, you'd think that this place had a great root cellar. It does not. It's super moist. Yeah, so I struggle with keeping them over winter. But we try to put dahlias in because Jessie, who designed the garden, we have a version of a garden design, and she had dahlias in all the corners of the bed, so we know they really love dahlias. Cool. So we don't do that well with them, but we try to have them here.
These are kind of like the autumn, late summer, autumn version of the peonies, like similar.
Right. That's cool. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This was so fun.
Yeah. Thank you for coming.
This was so cool.
Yeah.
So if you are in southern Vermont, I highly recommend that you go to Hildene. It is beautiful. Pay them a visit. They are so lovely. 10 out of 10 recommend. Just a lovely staff, wonderful gardeners, so knowledgeable, and happy to answer your questions about anything. And very inspiring for starting your own pollinator gardens, for starting formal gardens. Just a beautiful, beautiful place. Thanks for watching. Like if you like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again very soon.